Welcome to another edition of Live from the Loft. We got some cool jams coming up and a special friend, Geo Conner, with us tonight. So check it out. In the sky, Butch taps a beat, and Dwayne slides in, Greg on Hammond with three, and I know that's what dreams are for. It seems so real, like when down this road before. Dreams today, but we'll never see blue skies turn gray. And I swear that I see your face out in the crowd, along the road, and Barry knows that's what dreams are for. But it seems so real, like when down this road before. And I know they fly on dreams today, but never see blue skies turn gray. In the sky, Butch taps a beat, and Dwayne slides in, Greg on Hammond B3, and Barry knows that's what dreams are for. But it seems so real, like when down this road before. They fly on dreams today,
how you doing? My name's Kyle Haller. I'm here to talk about Rock the Plaza. Why? Because I love it, and it's awesome, and I'll bet you love it too. It's a great community event. Come down, it's every Saturday of the summer. Starts at 6 o'clock, bring your chairs, bring your kids, but you probably already know all that. So I'm gonna talk about this Saturday, the 30th. We're gonna start the night off with Love Seat. I'm really excited to see this band. They are some younger people, but they've all played in different bands that you've seen at Rock the Plaza. This is a new thing they're doing. I'm looking forward to it. Love Seat. Then we're gonna have Book a Chill for the acoustic act. This is a three-piece, and I gotta give you a little of the history of this band. So our friend Chili Adams, bless his soul, we had an auction for him here at the Phoenix and sold off basically his stuff and then donated all the money to the dance collective where his mother had worked much of her later life. Todd Stazak bought Chili's songbook. You know, all of us musicians have at least one or multiple songbooks that we have charts or words or whatever that we keep all of our songs in. Well, Todd bought that songbook, which I thought was really cool. So they're using this book of Chili's and they draw all of their inspiration from it, and those are the songs that they play, and they've decided to call it Book of Chill. And that kind of gives me a chill when I think about it, talk about it, and I'm sure it'll probably give everybody a little chill when we see them play here this Saturday. So then, Sunglasses at Night. Ooh, I'm excited about this band. They're a band that specializes in 80s music and they sound just like it. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Sunglasses at Night are playing all over the place. They're really killing it lately, and I'm glad to get them on the plaza. Then is one I am so excited about. The Kid Gloves. Kid Gloves is playing Rock the Plaza. If you are a Rush fan, you're probably going, huh, I recognize that as being a Rush song. And that's because Kid Gloves is a Rush tribute band. And they're not just a Rush tribute band, they're a good one. Kid Gloves kills it. They are gonna give you an hour of the music of Rush that you already know and love, and you're really gonna be impressed with this band. So definitely come check them out. I'm really excited to get them on the plaza. It's gonna be a fun time. I will be there just beaming. It'll be fun. We'll see you there.
All right, guys, what's up? Welcome back to another super easy guitar tutorial, and this one is even easier than the other ones have been so far. Shocking, I know. And that's because this one, the way that I like to play it, is a super simple finger picking pattern. It's just got 4 chords. There is one part that's a little bit tricky, but I'll give you a little trick to remember. And this is from my absolute favorite band, Need to Breathe. The song is called Chances. It's off of their new album, Into the Mystery. It's actually pretty hard to find Need to Breathe chords and tutorials. There's not a lot of people doing them, and they usually block their stuff on guitar tabs and stuff like that. So it can be difficult to learn their songs. But I love them so much. And this song in particular, I think, you know, it has so much meaning to the words for what the world is going through right now. It seems like everybody just wants to yell and scream at each other and be angry all the time. And, you know, last year I was recording Kyle Haller playing at a Christmas show in the Loft. And he said something in that show, and it really touched me. And he said, you know, right now he wants everybody to join an army of light and just go out into the world and spread light and love and happiness and try to rise above all this noise that we're surrounded by. And so, you know, I completely agree with that. I think also, side note, Kyle's one of the nicest guys I've ever met, and I absolutely adore him. And his music is killer, but as a human being, he is, you know, at the top of the list of good ones that I know. So luckily through this, you know, experience working with Matt and Troy and all these great musicians, I've gotten to meet a lot of really awesome people. So anyway, this song to me is about that. It's about understanding we don't have to stay stuck in like these low frequency vibrations of negativity and hatred. And so to me, I play this song really, really simple for 2 reasons. One, I don't really understand the finger picking pattern that they use, and I think you'd have to be better at finger picking than I am, and also play the real chords, not the power chords, to play it the way they do. So I can't do it that way. And 2, I actually really just like the lyrics to stand out. So this is Chances by Need to Breathe. So we're going to start off with a C We know that one already. So it's going to be the A string, 2nd string down, 3rd fret. The other fingers are going to be 2 strings down, 2 frets up. And the way I play this is I just do this. So I'll go to E, F, and then D. I'm in a bunker now, smoking a cigarette. I take my helmet off, but the war's not over yet. And then it keeps repeating that. So it repeats that twice for the verses. And then it goes into the chorus, and the chorus utilizes the same chords pretty much. It does throw in a G chord, but I think, yeah. So on the chorus, I play the strumming a little bit faster. It's still really simple, but it's... 'Cause it's always hard to find the courage to start dancing, but I am determined to take my chances. So the chorus, which you could tell I forgot a little bit there, is just C, F, C, F, C, G, F, C. So to me, the only part that I struggle with on this song is on that chorus. A lot of times I try to switch to the G too soon. So I go like, it's always hard to find the courage to start. And then I'm like, ah, damn it. So what I started to tell myself when I'm singing this is, so the word that you switch on is determined. So it's always hard to find the courage to start dancing, but I am determined to take my chances. So I just started reminding myself, like, I'm determined to not switch to the G before the word determined. I know it's corny, but who cares? So anyway, as you can tell from that, I'm not going to really stop if I mess up. Like I said, I'm not about that. I don't care if I mess up. I don't care if people don't think I'm good. I just love singing and playing. It makes me feel good. So anyway, hopefully you guys like this song. If you haven't heard Need to Breathe, please check them out. So many of their songs have such a good meaning, and they're phenomenal songwriters, phenomenal performers. So yeah, check them out if you've never heard of them, and see you next time.
I mean, you're known around here as one of the top jazz musicians in this town. What were your major influences
For jazz?
Yeah, and
Wes Montgomery,
yeah.
guys like Joe Pass, but mostly Wes because he's so fucking cool. Also, I got to meet him twice.
Wow.
Came into my dad's shop. And you have to remember, as much as I hated guitars, Carl hated them worse. And worse than that is he hated electric guitars. But he loved Wes Montgomery. So Wes was traveling up here because he heard that Carl could repair this problem with his 175. That was before he was playing the big ones. So when Carl knew that he was in the shop, he sent a message to me at the school and said, hey, you got to come to the shop right after school. Because normally I'd go to the soda fountain and hang out with the kids. Okay. I thought it was like a chore. And there was fucking Wes Montgomery. Nicest guy, sweetest guy, soft-spoken.
ES 175? Is that what that is? Yeah. Very nice.
Anyway, Carl fixed it for him for free if he would just show me a couple of things, which he did. He was so gracious, and oh my God, what a guy. I'm almost crying thinking about it. But that may have had some influence on me because he was so casual about the way he did it, and his technique was all wrong. And because I took classical guitar, and I thought, I don't care, I want to do it wrong like he does.
Yeah, I know from taking lessons from you, you're a stickler on technique, but you don't let that get in the way of making good music.
No, I only do that to help adults save time and to help kids not develop bad habits.
Yeah.
So all the ideas of technique for piano or cello and guitar have been around for centuries. There was this fabulous thing by the Cowling Institute. I don't know if you can still get those booklets, but back in the early 1900s, they were just these little booklets that cost 50 cents a piece. I can't imagine what they would cost now, even if they exist. But amongst the other artifacts that England stole from India was this idea of finger yoga. And the Cowling Institute has all these exercises that allow you to gain control over the muscles of your fingers. So they have one for cello, which is the size, the scale length that's closest to guitar and bass. So that's the one my dad gave me, and it instantly improved everything. So all the time my classical teacher was getting mad at me because I wouldn't hold the guitar right, and all the shit I couldn't do, blocking strings and making funny notes. That disappeared in 2 or 3 days. So that's why. Yes, I'm a prick, but that's not why I tell everybody about techniques. To save time. If you're an adult and you're busy, you don't have time to fuck around with bad technique.
It changes everything for me. I mean, it does every time you straighten that out for me. Everything becomes easier. I can relax.
Yeah, you
I
can
don't
relax.
strain.
That's the main thing.
I don't strain anything, you know. So yeah, it's a big deal. You know, I read in an article somewhere that I think it was in 2006. You did a Guitar Center contest.
Oh, I did 3 of those, yeah.
Yeah, tell me about those.
Well, I never won the first place, but I won all 3 of them for the regionals. And one of them I went to like 2nd place somewhere in there. That fact, that one of those guitars in there I won.
Oh, is that
The other
RS
stuff I
band?
won, I put towards my daughter's college fund, which she spent. Anyway, it was fun. The deal is you had to play the tracks, which is not too inspiring.
Oh yeah.
And some places they had you play real quiet. In other places they had it jammed so loud you couldn't hear anything. But there was a real excitement at the place in Ohio, and they had some knowledgeable players. One of the guy, I can't remember his name, but he knew me from somewhere else. And so there was a lot of excitement in the room, and people were applauding and getting into it. So that was the funnest one. And yeah, they gave me a guitar, and I gave it to my daughter.
See a pattern developing.
Oh yeah, I can't tell you.
You know, when I had the Phoenix Open, you played a show down there
Oh, with Reed.
with Reed.
Yeah.
Tell me how you met Reed and a little bit about Reed, because I know he's an important figure.
Oh yeah,
Your
we've
life.
been friends for, well gosh, 50 years now. The very first nightclub band I was in when I was 18 was called Canyon Road. And Reed was the pianist. At that time he had not gone to college. But we played all sorts of gigs, and he was a great player, a wonderful guy. We instantly hit it off. I was playing bass in that band. Then he went away, he got a scholarship to Boston University, studying under George Russell. So he did that, got his master's degree, and then he went to Miami University to finish his doctoral degree. Now he teaches at Laverne. I think he's still teaching there, might be totally retired. But he spends part of his year in Laverne, California, part in Amsterdam, and part in Spain. He's got a son, and his son took lessons from me. I like the kid a lot. He's real sharp.
Yeah.
He's a sharp shooter too. Real smart, bilingual. But Reed and I have been friends because he taught me a lot. I got to visit him in Boston and talk to George Russell. I got to visit him in Miami, and that was the second time I got to meet, Jack Pastorius and jam with him.
Wow.
And, Reed and I played in this wonderful Latin band, which is how I got the idea for the heavy metal Latin thing. I can't remember the name of the band, but we played at a place called The Godfather. And wonderful band. They had 3 percussionists, this kit drummer, guy playing congas, another guy playing timbales, and the lead singer could shake these maracas and sing. Everything would move, his feet, his ass, but his head stayed perfectly still. And these gorgeous babes would come in there with like baskets of fruit on their head. And they would dance in a conga line, and again, the head's held perfectly still. Everything else is in motion.
It's the secret of river dancing.
I got to play bass in that band, so I was playing ostinato figures, I could go boom, ba-da, boom, ba-doo, boom, boom, and then you start, and they keep going. And we were in there one night, the second week, and I'm having a great fucking time. The owner of their club is flamboyant. He's got a white brim hat on, wears sunglasses, a white suit with a bright red collar out to here. 2 girls on this side of the booth, 2 girls on that side of the booth. In from the kitchen door walked 2 guys with guns, and shot the fuck out of him.
Wow.
killed him right in front of us on stage. At first, I didn't know what was happening because those drummers never lost time, and this shit was not in time. And then when I saw what was happening and heard everybody screaming and running, I went, oh, fuck. So the gig was over. Yeah. And I had to get a cruise ship after that. It was miserable. So anyway, Reed and I have been friends for 5 decades, and I still love him. And if he's ever in town, we get together once in a while for coffee or something.
Yeah, if he ever gets to town, we'd
Fabulous
love
player.
to put another.
He showed me
show on,
this
yes.
thing with tenths. He plays tenths on a piano like this. He voiced a piano thing is like to play a. Most people can play a C major 9, like maybe like this. But he would do this with one hand. B flat, you know. Or F. They're just beautiful voicings.
I remember you showing me that.
Yeah.
I took that a long way actually and wrote some music with it.
Now his left hand is fucked up, you know, decades of doing that. He's got either get surgery or not play that way anymore.
I'm stretching too far.
Well,
Years of-
the way he
years
does it is not all sweet and nice the way I do it. He's on it, you know. He can play walking bass lines like, you know, Art Tatum, and do that.
I think what my last question is going to be, you know, what was your most memorable concert that you performed?
I have a lot of memorable ones for either good or bad reasons.
One sticks out.
Well, as a testimony to high watt amplifiers, we were touring with Cheap Trick. We played the LA Forum. And in order to impress all the industry flacks who were there, they got a second PA and a second lighting system. But the sound system company didn't get enough of those gigantic transformers to supply power. So halfway in the middle of the first set, our first song of the first set, all the power and lights went out, and all you heard was Buddy Carlos and the drums. And he could whack the drums. That particular night, we had a problem with power too, because they had so much juice and problems with the transformers that every amplifier on stage blew up. The bass player's amplifier blew up. The keyboard player's amplifier blew up. Peter's little amp blew up, and that was a very reliable little amp. My hi-watt kept going, and I kept fucking playing.
Oh,
So it was me and the drummer,
You and the drummer.
for about a minute and a half, and then they get that sorted out. I remember the guy's, the roadie's name was Alice, a guy, and he hustled ass to pull this big-ass transformer off the truck. And, you know, he didn't care. It's like 420 volts. He's just plugging shit in. Other memorable ones, I have good memories from some of those concerts, but you know, touring is hard, so I could probably think of an equal number of shitty memories.
Yeah. Have you, so you've toured the world, I imagine?
No,
No?
we did North America and you know, Canada and here. Never got to go to South America. That hit. We were thinking about going, but there was a problem at the time, and I can't remember what it was. It was either with somebody in the band's passport or some issue they were having politically. But we decided to postpone it, and then it just never happened.
That was, when was that? That was,
80s,
80s.
early 80s.
I was
Yeah.
thinking it could have been the Falkland.
I could look at the record date and tell you,
Yeah.
but I don't remember. I might have been a little bit drunk.
Well, George, it's been a pleasure having you on our show.
Well, thanks, man.
We look
Jesus.
forward to doing it again with you. I just want to dig in deep. It's been a pleasure being your friend and playing with you for all
too,
these
sir.
years.
You too, man.
And I look forward to the next time. So stay tuned. We'll have a video come up after this, and look forward to the next episode. Thanks.
just needed this place without thoughts, something reside afar. That's what I saw. Needed a word, didn't get it. Groped in the dark for a feeling, but it's just so dead. And I can't see over the wall. We were sailing, trying to cover the smiles in our eyes. We were glowing, trying to cover the smiles in our eyes. In her eyes, we were singing. Do-do-do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do. But you can't count me in. Wouldn't know if I was there anyway. Much more can I stall from what I saw. You just look one more time, sure you'd understand. That's what I saw. That's what I saw. We were glowing, trying to cover the smiles in our eyes. We were glowing, trying to cover the smiles in our eyes. In her eyes, light in her eyes. Do-do-do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do. We were singing. Do-do-do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do. Remember, this is nothing at all. Just needed events. Thanks for appeasing. This looks so different sometimes. Can't be sure of what I'm seeing. That's what I saw. That's what I saw. We were glowing, trying to cover the smiles in our eyes. We were glowing, trying to cover the smiles in our eyes. In her eyes, lying in her eyes. Do-do-do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do. We were singing. Do-do-do-do-do-do, We were singing.